Trent Alexander-Arnold, a revolutionary right back turning the right flank into a creative engine room. With pinpoint passes, set-piece magic, and a trophy cabinet that rivals legends, Trent has done things we've never seen from a defender. But greatness isn't just built on assists and highlights. What about his defending? Where does he compare to the legends of the game? And what sort of legacy has he already built at Liverpool? Stick around because we're breaking it all down. The stats, the trophies, the impact, and ask the question, is Trent Alexander-Arnold the greatest right-back in Premier League's history? Joining Liverpool's academy at just 6 years old. Born and raised in West Derby, just minutes from Melwood, Trent grew up a Red, and it showed. He quickly rose through the youth ranks, impressing with his technique, intelligence, and versatility. In 2016, at the age of 18, he made his first team debut under Jurgen Klopp, and from that moment, he never looked back. Fast forward to 2025. Trent Alexander-Arnold has redefined the role of a right-back in the Premier League. Attacking right-backs are not something new, however. Trent is a level above the standard attacking full-back. Instead of overlapping runs and mindlessly firing balls into the box, Trent provides a unique option for his team, possessing the ability of an attacking midfielder, but given the space which playing fullback provides, enables him to pick out his teammates with pinpoint accuracy from deeper on the pitch. As a result of this, his vision and crossing ability have been instrumental in Liverpool's attacking play. Since his debut in 2016, Alexander-Arnold has become Liverpool's creative linchpin from the right flank. With 64 assists in 253 Premier League appearances, he already holds the record for the most assists by a defender in the competition's history at only the age of 26. It's quite difficult to compare statistically Trent with other fullbacks because of the difference in play style. For instance, in Trent's 253 appearances, he has scored 18 goals and acquired 64 assists. Significantly better than his modern rivals, Kyle Walker and Reece James, who both have scored 8 goals, with Walker having 36 assists in 410 appearances and James 16 in 119 Premier League appearances. From a defensive perspective, Trent's tackle success rate is 64%, which albeit isn't awful for a fullback. However, the likes of Branislav Ivanovic, Pablo Zabaleta and Kyle Walker all have significantly better tackle success rates, with Ivanovic having 80%. Furthermore, from a longevity perspective, Trent, with his 253 appearances, has significantly less than his right-back rivals Gary Neville and Kyle Walker, who have 400, 10 and 400 respectively. One factor which needs to be emphasized here is that Trent is only 26 years old. He arguably has another 5 to 10 years at the top level, whether that be at Liverpool, Real Madrid or elsewhere. So, these stats don't show the full story, as many of the above players have retired, or at the end of their careers, Trent is only just getting started, and is putting up numbers already, which is surpassing all of the competition. If Trent retired today, he has already built up a legacy to establish himself in the conversation, even though he still has many more years left at the top level. That's why to be the undisputed #1 right-back in the Premier League, he might need to surpass the accomplishments of what the current icons of the league achieved. In the red corner of Manchester, Gary Neville, a man who seems to get a lot of stick for his career. Yet he was a stalwart right-back, part of the Manchester United dynasty, building up an incredible partnership with David Beckham on the right-hand side of the field. Neville is the current benchmark for Premier League success from a right-back with 8 titles to his name. A man who was consistently defensively elite and a great leader on and off the pitch. Furthermore, winning 2 Champions League titles, 3 FA Cups and 2 League Cups in what is one of the most decorated careers in Premier League history. A different generation of right-back, as Neville's attacking output was very limited, yet he did exactly what Sir Alex Ferguson wanted him to do. Neville had enough quality around him to not be needed in attacking build-ups. Alternatively, in the blue corner of Manchester, Kyle Walker, a more modern contender for the Premier League's best ever right-back. His electric bursts of pace and instant reaction time allowed him to bail out his team when all hope seemed lost. Not only that, He was one extraordinary defender in his time, with a very few number of players able to beat him. Hence, why Walker was a regular in the Pep Guardiola's Manchester City sides, which had an extraordinary level of depth and rotation. Like Neville, Walker has won a staggering amount of silverware, with 6 Premier League trophies to his name, 4 League Cups, 2 FA Cups, and a Champions League. Whilst Walker wasn't as defensively strong as Neville, his pace allowed to be so much more versatile with him, often playing centre-back in a back 3 under Pep and Southgate. On the other hand, going forward, Walker offers much more than Neville, with Walker often involved in the slow build-up of the many Manchester City possession-orientated goals, with him being much more capable with the ball at his feet and, if things went wrong, he had the pace to cover. Another argument for Trent Alexander-Arnold not being in the conversation for the best Premier League right-back is his actual ability to defend. How can the best right-back in Premier League history not be able to defend? People ask. Is this necessarily true that Trent can't defend? Well, let's look at the stats. Again, as previously mentioned, his tackle success rate is 64%, which is 10% lower than Kyle Walker, who has 74%. Tackles per 90 minutes, Walker is again higher, but only slightly, with 1.6 to Trent's 1.5. Walker also has a significantly better clearances per game, with 2.25 compared to Trent's 1.5. In the air, Walker is considerably strong, winning 68% of aerials duels in his career. Whereas, Trent is a liability in this area, winning only 33%. Meaning 2 out of 3 headers the opponents could forge an attack by playing it in the air toward Trent, and having a player with decent aerial ability target him. Then finally, amount dribbled past. In the 2023-24 season, Trent was dribbled past 55 times in 30 matches, whereas Walker was only dribbled past 24 times in 32 matches. It's clear that Walker is defensively superior to Trent, but the question is, in terms of overall output, who brings more to the table, and that's where the debate rages on. I think it's fair to say Walker and Neville are the 2 which Trent needs to surpass to be considered the greatest Premier League right-back of all time. Has he already done that? I don't think so, as his actual ability to defend needs more consistency, especially in the really big games. However, he's not far off. With his 2024-25 campaign, he's shown the world that he's able to not just attack, but defend. Regardless of if he goes to Real Madrid or stays at Liverpool, if he carries on performing how he has been doing in recent seasons, then there's literally no reason why he can't be. Hypothetically, with Liverpool or Real Madrid, he's going to win silverware. Imagine the size of his trophy collection after 5 more seasons at the top. Imagine the amount of assists and pivotal moments he'd have played. Furthermore, Trent has an opportunity which Neville and Walker don't really have anymore, and that's with the England national team. If Trent won a trophy representing his country, then there'll be no doubt. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and comment on who you want analysing next.